G'day folks, welcome to Big VTV. Great to have you with us talking finals, D1 men, D1 women, but birthday boy.
Yep.
Happy birthday, mate.
Thank you.
Now you know what that means?
Yep.
It is open slather on you today. When you're the birthday boy, it's open slather.
Fair enough.
So anything you feel like it, just get stuck into him today.
That'd be
All right.
Yep.
You know what? We could make him cry within the first minute of this show.
Yep.
Melbourne Demons.
Oh, that's a low blow.
Go on, I see. Told you.
That is
Go on
a low
already.
blow.
Get into it.
D1 women, first of all, first week of the finals. Highlight, low light. What do you reckon?
I think the highlight was Geelong turning around a 15-point loss the week before.
I agree.
Yep.
To getting up by 6.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that game in itself and the competitiveness of it. is
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
I think Geelong, and we'll talk about this game in a moment, but I think Geelong, as a highlight, basically put their hand up and said, remember us?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's now a different
Most
season, and
definitely.
here
Yep.
we are. What about low light?
How much Craigieburn were beaten on the boards by Geelong to me, that was huge.
It was massive, wasn't it?
Yep.
Considering the game was so close, if they were just that bit more competitive on the boards, maybe they would have won the game.
Johnston Wormold.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Wormold's outside MVP chance.
Let's have a look at the Whittlesea-Warrandyte game. Whittlesea 49 went down to Warrandyte 72. Venom started 21-8 and finished 18-7. Now we would call them the
Bookends.
the bookends. That's right.
Yeah,
Did very well
right,
the
sure.
bookends.
Yeah.
Steph Thomas 32 points, 4 triples. Molly Burke 10 points, 5 assists, 4 steals. Steph Clark 17 points for the Pacers.
So basically, you just let Steph Thomas play for the first time this season. You just let her up and let her say,
dodgy man. He's just like,
just go, Steph.
all season,
Go.
we'll play her, 20 minutes and bring her into the finals, let her just shoot 32 points.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
think the whole team played well.
Oh,
She just finished on the end of some great passes.
she had 32 points.
Absolutely. And I think the whole team played well.
Look, this one kind of went the way I expected. No disrespect to
Yep.
Whittlesea, but I think Warrandyte are rolling at the moment.
They've won how many in a row?
14. And when you start, there was a few games across the league that started with a similar type score in the first quarter, and when you're down 21-8 at quarter time, it's going to be hard to get back against a team in good form. That's just how it is.
Yep.
Game 2, Warrandyte Saturday night up against Whittlesea, 6:30 p.m. down by the Yarra.
Yep, big packed, great atmosphere.
Will be followed by a grand final actually with the Youth League Women's. So
It's
it'll
like
be,
playing night of basketball out at Warrandyte.
yeah, look, it is. It's
Great
good.
for
It's
the
good for the
club.
community. Yeah, no doubt about
absolutely.
it.
Fantastic.
Who are you going for?
I think Warrandyte do sweep it up.
Yeah, I think Warrandyte into. Look, I think Whittlesea are going to come out, and I think they're going to be better than what they were in game 1. But I just don't think they've got enough to stop you guys. I think if Steph doesn't score big, I think Rach can step up, Amanda can step up. You've got
Molly.
those players, yeah, absolutely.
Meg.
But it'll be closer.
Yep.
Geelong 63 defeated Craigieburn 57. Geelong turned the tables on Craigieburn from the previous week. We spoke about that. Supercats won it with a 21-11 last quarter. Steamrolled the Eagles. They flew home.
Absolutely.
Flew home. They were down at the last change. Got the job done down the stretch. Supercats won the rebounds. This is what you were talking about. 52-34. Now I just wouldn't have picked that the gap would be that big.
No, I thought Geelong would probably win the rebound count, but that's a big difference in a 6-point game.
Yep.
Like, there's your fact that's cost Craigieburn this game.
Yep.
Yep, and you got the secondary point's probably going to be how good defensively a job they did on
Spot on
Ken and D'Annunzio.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, Ken only had 8 points. D'Annunzio only had 2. D'Annunzio finally back from wherever she was.
Sabbatical.
Yeah, and look, you slow those two down, and their options are really, really dry up pretty quickly, and it shows how heavily they rely on those two players. So, look, mind you, it was only 6 points, so maybe Craigieburn can take something from that. That they're arguably two of their best players had quiet games.
And look, D'Annunzio would be
now-
pretty rusty.
And they return home now.
That's
they
right.
return home now. Louise,
Tough place to play.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Louise Johnson, 15-18, had a great night out. Louise Johnson, I believe, had 3 of 6 from the foul lines. You know what that means, don't you? I told you what she did, what she does.
I don't know.
I told you last week what she does.
Did you?
You go out and you
I don't know
watch.
if you did.
Go out and watch Geelong play. Louise Johnson, when she shoots from the foul line, when she makes a shot, claps herself.
Oh, yes, you did.
So she did that 3 times on the weekend. I think she had 3 of 6. So very good to see. It brings a smile to your face. Very good. She's a funny character,
Are you
Louise
out
Johnson. No, I've seen her because I've coached against her for too many years. She's a great character. 15 and 18, she had a great game. Vicky King, 13 points.
Stepped up big time.
Really good game.
Yep.
You talk about Tennille Can being held and D'Annunzio being held. Don't be surprised if Vicky King played a big role in that because she's a very, very good defensive stopper.
Yeah.
Amy Wormold, 8 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 assists in
I
that
think
game.
she's had a fantastic season.
Yeah, she has.
Seriously, I reckon she's going to be right up there in MVP voting.
She's in the discussion.
Well, let's
Yeah.
not forget, Amy Wormold has been playing Big V basketball for a long time now.
Yeah, she's just, that's a great
I remember seeing her when she was probably, 15, 16. She would have been playing in a grand final against us in 07 for Warrnambool, or 08, something like that.
She's come a long way.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Ally McLean, 18 and 10 was Craigieburns' best. Game 2, Craigieburn Geelong, Saturday night, 6:15 p.m. down at
It's
Craigieburn.
going to go off. It is going to be
Massive.
crazy. Huge crowd. It's going to be noisy.
It's also one of the hardest games to tip.
Yeah, I'm going to go Craigieburn. I just don't think they're going to keep Ken and D'Annunzio to 8 and 2 points. And I just think if Craigieburn can just compete a bit more on the boards, they might get up and send it to a decider on Sunday.
And then,
Don't know.
no, you have
You
to.
can't sit on the fence. Just because you're the birthday boy does not give you any latitude,
I'm going to
really.
go Craigieburn. Oh,
To get a double.
yeah.
Geelong don't win again.
I'm not comfortable with it, but you're making me tip, so I'll go with it.
What are you doing?
I'm going Geelong.
To finish on Saturday.
Yeah.
It is very, very hard if you've got home court advantage and you lose the first game away.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
you know what, you've got home court advantage going back, but the opposition's got a
That's
one-zip
right.
lead.
That's right.
And you've only got to have a bad quarter or something go wrong, and the opposition get a sniff.
Especially at the start of the game, like if Geelong come out, they've got nothing to lose.
They can just have a red hot crack at it. That's
it.
what I was about to say. They can just go and have a free hit.
Yeah.
And I think
And if
with that,
Craigieburn-
the way they play, I think that'll be nice.
It should
So you tip Geelong in 2.
And two very different scenarios. Warrandyte won away from home and
Yeah.
go back home. Geelong won at home and now go away.
Yeah,
So two
pressure
very
goes
different
back onto
scenarios.
Craigieburn
That's right.
now.
So you're going with Geelong to make it. So you're saying a Geelong Warrandyte grand final.
Yeah, that's right.
You're saying a Craigieburn. Did you say Warrandyte? Craigieburn
Yeah,
Warrandyte grand final.
You made me tip. I would have rather sit on the fence in that game. I think it's going to be tight in game 3. But
Now let's just see if we can get this right. Let's just. I just want to let's just
But I'm
smooth
going to
this out.
tip Craigieburn.
Did you see what he said?
Yeah.
He said Craigieburn, didn't he?
He did.
Okay, so I'll just re-ask that question. So you're going with a Warrandyte Craigieburn grand final. It's just a one-word answer.
But I haven't spoken to on
Oh,
But no, Craigieburn. What about you?
Switzerland.
Oh, you know what? I just hope that we have more good games on this weekend and the two best teams get through the
I hope
grand final.
basketball's the winner, guys.
I hope basketball comes out on top.
So you'll be happy if you don't make it through. If Whittlesea play 2 good games, you won't be disappointed because it's good for basketball. It's rubbish.
Good on you.
That's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard.
Obviously, I would strongly hope that Warrandyte gets through.
There you go.
And I hope that the best team over the weekend in the other matchup gets through.
Do you really?
And we-
Wouldn't you hope the worst team gets through?
Yeah,
So you
because it
get
makes
the-
it easy for you.
That's a very strange thing to
I
say.
tell you now, in the opposite matchup, Geelong and Craigieburn, I rate both of those
Yeah, that's
teams
right. It doesn't
bloody
matter who
highly.
you
I rate
play.
Whittlesea highly. Every team that's made the finals
Yeah.
is a very good
They
team.
Did say the best 4 made it?
They did. D1 men, Mildura.
Wow.
Highlight, low light.
Yeah, go highlight, low light.
Mildura
What's coming out.
highlight. Mildura's the
Low
highlight.
light, Latrobe City.
Yeah. Seriously, that's what can you say?
Mate,
They played 2 weeks ago, and I think Latrobe City won by like 38 in Mildura. Absolutely unbelievable. I know there was a massive crowd. You know, when Latrobe City beat Mildura a couple of weeks ago, the Perm didn't play. He come back in, which backs up your point you've been saying the last few weeks. You think Latrobe City played better without the Perm?
I know why Mildura won. This is fact. I know that we say a few things on this show that may or may not be,
Accurate.
accurate. Is probably a good word.
Just go.
This is fact. Everyone in Mildura, and I know that they passionately watch this show and
They
take
do.
everything we say as gospel.
Yep.
So take this as gospel. This is fact. This is why Mildura won. Last week on Sunday, the week before on Sunday, they played at Camberwell. Terrell Bell and Kelvin Henry sat out and didn't play. They played the night before. They sat down, okay?
Yep.
The coach, Jimmy Madigan, stepped onto the court and he played. Okay? Only played 2.5 minutes,
Knocked
scored
down a
3
triple.
points, yeah, or whatever. He'll tell you he knocked down a triple, but I don't think that happened anyway. Scored 3 points. The team was inspired by what their coach delivered.
Okay.
Okay? Halfway home, they got to Plum County.
You said this is gospel, didn't you?
This is true.
Yeah. All right.
Halfway home, they got to Plum County, outside Mr. and Mrs. McGillicuddy's farm. We know where they stopped the bus.
Mrs. McGillicuddy would have be having a good time with them, wouldn't she?
They stopped the bus. Jimmy Madigan said, "Boys, I'm so confident with what we produced today. I showed you guys how to get the job done with my cameo. I'm going to join you for the Plum Run." First time ever,
James got the boys out.
Jimmy Madigan, first time ever, Jimmy Madigan joined the fellas halfway home,
It's a little bit disturbing.
and it just galvanised the group. It galvanised the group. Jimmy, that is just,
Jimmy,
it's a
there's-
class act, mate. Well
Jimmy,
done.
there's other ways to galvanise your group.
No, it's a class act. The coach is in there for the team. One in, all in.
Good stuff.
I got 2 words why.
You talking about the game or?
I've got a slightly different theory.
That's a true story, by the way.
Go.
Awesome. 2 words. Brett Simons. I'll tell you why. He
This is probably the more
He-
accurate fact.
stepped up in the game when the imports didn't play.
Focal point.
Yeah.
31 points, I think, against
Yeah.
Canberra the week
Yeah.
before. We said on the show last week, we know Bell's going to be good. We know Henry's going to be good. But if they're going to win the game, someone else has to step up again. He had 19 points and 15 boards. That's bloody awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for destroying my story with something a little
Factual.
more accurate.
Perm had 16 and 11. Canavan had 16 and 9. Billy Hughes 13 for the Energy.
Kelvin Henry, 28,
Yeah.
21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks. Brent Simons, as we said, 19 and 15. Terrell Bell,
The
13
defending
points.
champions are alive still.
Now, I want you to answer this truthfully.
Yep.
Okay? Because every now and again, people do want to hear the truth.
Dead set. Go. Yeah.
The Perm.
Yeah.
Missed the last 2 games of the season with an ankle injury, including the one up at Mildura where Latrobe City won by 38 points. Canavan had 45 points in that game. They then beat Warrandyte in the last round, had a comfortable win there by 30 odd points. The Perm comes back. Did it unsettle the team? Yes or no?
It had to have.
Can I answer with more than a...
Yeah, go for it.
Cal's right. It had to. It's really hard for me to see because I really rate the Perm as one of
As
the
do
best
I.
players in Division 1. And it's even hard saying this, but their results without him have been sensational. He comes back in and they lose. Like that's.
I don't understand why.
No, me
Sometimes
neither.
it just
Yeah,
happens. New York
because-
Knicks, Patrick Ewing, happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
And look, yeah, obviously Perm is the best
Because-
post defender in the league.
Yeah.
You know, he
And
blocks
with
shots.
Canavan, he's their best player.
That's right. And you know, for some rhyme or reason, their record without him is
Speaks for
good.
itself. Yeah.
Okay.
And look,
Right, question out there.
could you imagine the hostile atmosphere that would have been in Mildura?
Oh,
Like,
massive.
Yeah.
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 McKinnon 82 defeated Geelong 67. Cougars get the Supercats for the second week running. Shane Bowe has now retired. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Bowe.
What a legend. Great guy.
Yep. I'll join him at the retired coaches club bar
In Bali.
in a few weeks' time, hopefully. Cougars started with a 30-19 quarter. Didn't look back from there. Won the rebound 63-37.
dominated.
You talk about smashing off the boards. Timo 13 and 15. Zane Allen, I said last week, underrated player Zane Allen. 14 points. Bosco Kostya 12 and 10. Cale Harrison was held to 9 and 9.
Yeah.
Timo got a tech foul in this game and was fouled out. True or false?
True.
Didn't play the whole last quarter.
Third quarter.
Didn't
Yeah.
play the last quarter.
Well, he did it halfway through the third quarter, so he picked up his 4th, had a bit of a chat. Rep didn't like it. Fair enough. 5 fouls, and he had a seat and got a bit cold on the
Timo
bench.
spent the whole last quarter on the bench. That'd
The
be.
whole last quarter on
It was
half.
good. We were able to chat and
Yeah, you two
catch
are
up.
having a great old time.
He, mate, he would have had nap time. He wouldn't have been used to that amount of time on the bench. He would have felt sleepy.
Yeah.
That was
He's an
more
old
bench time
guy.
than he's had all season.
Mate, he's an old guy. When he sits down, he gets tired really, really quickly.
Nah.
He would have had a nap, for sure. Did he? Did he have a nap?
No naps, unless he naps with his eyes open.
Did someone bring over a nice hot cup of cocoa or something for him at McKinnon?
No.
Warm milk or something?
yeah.
They would have, for
The
sure.
milk.
Yeah, warm milk. Anthony Kimball, 23 points. Dane Bowe, 13 points in that game. McKinnon have also made a major announcement this week. Big announcement. Leave it to Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Cougar himself.
Oh, well, we're just announcing that
Don't undervalue it.
yeah, no, it's
It's
fantastic.
massive news.
It's great. We've re-signed for 2014 Cale Harrison. He's coming back, so that's fantastic. He's signed on the dotted line and he'll be back.
You said before the show that he re-signed.
No.
You said the big news was you'd re-sign. Kale Harrison's re-signed.
Let's talk about
Well, that
Hale,
is
not
big
me.
news.
Yeah, that is huge.
That is
That's
big
good.
news.
Look, I think
You said it was you that re-signed. You said I've got great news, I've re-signed.
You said it was huge news.
What I
You
like-
already knew it was.
what I like about Kale is he can step back and hit the outside shot, but
Mate, he's
probably
a
the
bloody
best,
good
he's
player.
the best player I've seen in that division. Of someone getting to the basket. He's
Yeah.
phenomenal, and it's a really good signing.
He ticks. Look, as an import, he ticks all the boxes too on and off the
Great
court.
guy,
Yeah,
gets
we're
along with everyone,
Yeah.
gets out amongst the fraternity.
pretty good form.
good with the kids. Yeah.
Mate, I saw him at the pre-season tournament. In his first game, I walked straight over to you on the bench. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
I
where
remember.
You were. That's
Yeah.
where you usually are when I need to catch up with you.
Yeah.
I walked straight over and I said, "This guy can play."
Yeah.
And he's a massive pickup for next season, especially if
Yeah.
you guys, if McKinnon goes up to champ, he's going to be a very good player at that level.
Yeah.
He's a good player at this level.
We rate him.
Hawthorn 89 defeated Melbourne Uni 68. Scores were level at half-time, 34 apiece. Magic then went 55-34
Talk
in
about
the
two
second half.
guys.
Well, Jay Allen scored his most points for the season, as did Zach Natoli. They had 64 points between them. Jay Allen 33 points and 6 triples. Zach Natoli 31 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists.
64
Is that-
out of 89.
Yeah, if
It's incredible.
Natoli does that, Hawthorn win, and it's as simple as that. If he puts up 30 points, it's
Melbourne
grand.
Uni are no mugs.
No, they're
That's
not.
a
Nick
huge
Masunda had 22, Stephen Plummerson had 13, Jack Railton Woodcock had 12 and 8. But look, it starts with Natoli, and it finishes with Jay Allen.
Having said that, if the two Magic guards were going to dominate any other team in the
Yeah,
finals,
that's right.
it was Melbourne Uni.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Melbourne Uni are not a great matchup on explosive
On
guards.
That's right. And look, we've probably said a few times on this show that Jay Allen hasn't had the numbers that he's had in previous seasons, but wow, you come out in a final
You're
with
vet,
33
vet,
points,
microwave.
6 trays. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over 250 games.
Yeah.
Nicholas Masunda 22 points, Stephen Palmerston 13, Jack Railton Woodcock 12 and 8. Magic get it done. Whittlesea 74 defeated Chelsea 61. Pacers needed a 23-12 last quarter to get the goals.
They didn't have it their own way.
Chelsea were there
Chelsea.
all the way.
Yep.
Chelsea 12 of 14 from the foul line. Pacers 19 of 34. So they could have been a little bit better from the foul line. Diggsy 22 and 12. Michael Petridis 19 and 9. Jason Dirks 12 points. Tom Burns 15 and 7. Darren Best 13 and 7. The Mercurial one, Vlad played.
Yes.
He did.
Played 13
Saw a
minutes,
couple of
right?
pictures of him waving to the crowd and getting into it as he normally
As he
does.
does.
Yeah,
Love it.
Mate,
it doesn't surprise me in the least.
Look, there was a bit of big news coming out of this game.
And just on Vlad, not only was he waving to the crowd, he's such a crowd favourite, he spent the third quarter sitting with them. He just went over and sat down. Just went over and sat in the middle of the crowd. There was some big news because there was a big player missing in this game.
Yeah, Chelsea released Kevin Johnson on Friday.
The day before the game, their import, they released him.
Yep.
The butter had melted. See you later.
See you later.
Big call.
Yep.
Big call. Gutsy call.
Gutsy call.
Any
Yeah.
reason or just that's the way
Oh, look, I
things
think-
didn't work out? You
No,
moved
just
on.
I don't think things worked out. I think they
Yeah, the differences.
had a bit of a chat on Friday and wanted to send a message to their guys about.
I don't know the ins and outs of it. I was going to say that. I don't know the ins and outs of it. But if you let a player go a day before a final,
Who has been in okay form?
if you let a player go a day before a final, where there's smoke, there's fire, so whatever the
Yeah.
issue is, whatever the reasons are, that's not for us
No,
to
not
talk
at all.
about. But that's a pretty damn strong message from a club.
Certainly is.
Oh, yeah, ballsy.
Yeah.
Really ballsy.
Yep.
And they're not
who
the only
knows?
club that's done it this season in terms of letting players go. Not that Warrandyte made finals, but what I'm saying
Oh,
is
yeah.
clubs do make
No, that's
decisions
right.
at certain times, and that's the way it is. So
I think most clubs have an idea about what they want their culture to be or what they want, to stand for, and they've got to maintain that all the time.
Yep, they're going to push that.
Yeah.
well, let's put that to the test. What's the what does McKinnon stand for? What's the culture out there?
Oh,
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Not of McKinnon, of anyone. What
yeah,
the
like
culture
we were
is.
talking about a club culture.
Yeah. What's
Well, I think it's all about community at McKinnon, and obviously we push that, and through our sponsors and things that we do as a club. I think that's probably the big. If you're going to think of a word to describe the
You
culture,
mentioned the
it's
news about
community.
your breast cancer.
Well, yeah, look, we're the BCNA.
We said that last week.
Yeah, no. There's a bit
But
of
we,
extra news.
Yeah, look, I'll get the wording correct, but we got.
Here's something you prepared earlier.
We raised $13,000 and we handed the cheque over. And McKinnon's raised the second largest amount for the BCNA in Australia in a pink sports day event ever. So
Wow.
bloody fantastic. Great job,
Mate,
mate.
great work. Well
Really,
done.
really
Yeah, which is it's huge, and that just goes back to community and people.
That's part of your culture.
That's right, and everyone chipped in and helped out.
I
And
would
that's
have
why
been,
we got such a
would have
good
been
money.
14 grand if I'd have been invited to that cocktail night, by the way.
You
But
wouldn't
anyway.
have put in that much. It would
Anyway.
have been $2 more.
And it's only fair that we get a balanced view about
Yes.
club culture.
Yep.
Okay, so you've given a view from your side of the table.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the club culture out at the Melbourne Football Club.
I knew you were going to say that. That is
That's
just
cold-blooded.
It's my birthday.
What do you
mate.
guys
That's
stand for out there?
Not much at the moment, to be honest with you. Not much at all.
Preliminary
Tanking and handouts.
We didn't tank. We just crap.
Yeah, we did.
Are we tanking now?
I like that. We didn't tank, we just
Are
crap.
we tanking now? No. We just crap.
Preliminary finals in D1 men and a couple of big games coming up. Don't forget, this is not like the D1 women.
Cutthroat,
This is
all or nothing.
knockout. Okay, knockout.
Pretty exciting.
Both of these games are going to be incredible.
Saturday night out at Mill Park, 8:15 p.m. There'll be a big crowd. There'll be that person dressed up in the horse that runs around.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is. I like that.
Yeah, they got a mascot. Yeah.
I like that. So,
Pacer?
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He'll be he or she. They'll be out running around. I didn't check the undercarriage, so he or she. They'll be out. Oh, I don't know if it's a male or a female.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a mare or a stallion or whatever. I got no idea.
Yep.
But the horse will be running
There'll be
around.
vuvuzelas.
Vuvus out. They were very,
Yeah.
very noisy last week.
Well,
so
look,
they enjoyed
They
it.
do know how to cheer the Whittlesea fans.
Whittlesea McKinnon.
We know we're in for a game. We know that. Whittlesea haven't lost at home all season.
Haven't they?
No,
Haven't lost one game.
They're 12-0. So look, they'll be pretty confident heading in with that record. We know it's a tough place to
I
play.
think both teams can absolutely go in thinking they've got every chance of winning. Last time they played, Whittlesea didn't have their import, but McKinnon won comfortably. That was at McKinnon. But then you throw the form Whittlesea's been in across the course of the year has been fantastic. This is, to me, a true toss of the coin. Both the teams are in really good form. Both are two really good teams.
He's not going to tip, obviously.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
well,
expect
he's
him
gonna
to.
tip McKinnon.
No, okay, you wouldn't expect him to. Who are you going for?
I don't know.
No. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there relying on the tip from a Melbourne Football Club supporter.
I think that's why they're not relying on the tip.
You got to go with someone. Who are you going for? Well, I didn't know that Whittlesea had won 12 zip at home, so that's a very, very good
Big
home
stat.
record.
Big stat.
I think Whittlesea's had a very good season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Diggsy's made a big difference to their team coming in.
Petrides.
Holds down the paint.
Yep.
We haven't played him with Diggsy.
Yeah, Petrides is a fantastic player. There's no doubt about that. Dirksy, his last 6 weeks, he's really gone to another level. They're a wonderful team, Whittlesea. I'm going with McKinnon to win. I think McKinnon for mine are just a tad better.
More
In
depth, you think,
all
maybe?
positions, yeah.
Okay.
In all,
Yeah.
I think Zane Allen is a totally underrated ball carrying, creative
It's going to be
guard.
underrated if you keep saying it every week.
No, I know that, but he's been underrated. I
Yes,
think people
he
are cottoning onto him
no,
now. He's been underrated.
absolutely.
Marcus Timmins lives for these games.
Well,
We've
you've
seen
only-
it. We've seen it in the
You've, got to
NBL.
look, well, you've only got to look last season. McKinnon went into that game as Werribee, massive underdogs. Werribee were on top of the ladder, and it was the experience of Timo that did help get
Yep.
McKinnon over the line. I think I'm with you. I think the depth is probably pushing it maybe McKinnon's way, but Whittlesea are a very good team
They
at
are.
home. So
There's two guys who I think have the capability of either turning it on for McKinnon
yeah,
or having a quiet night for McKinnon. And I'm going to back them to turn it on,
Yeah.
and that's the Costa brothers. They're both very talented young players,
They are.
very talented young men. They step up,
Yep.
they stand up, they take things head on. They're not bashful, they're not shy.
No.
And I reckon if they both come out and have a good game and do the little creative things that
Yeah.
they do, I think they're going to be telling
they're going
players
to
as well.
really work hard on staying focused as well, because let's be honest, we know the Whittlesea crowd are loud, they're fantastic, they're pretty into it with their cheering. So the Costa brothers, I rate as two of the stronger players in the league, but they can occasionally lose focus, and I
Yeah.
think McKinnon need them to fire with their other stars.
And we haven't even spoken about Carl Harrison.
No, so
I mean, Carl Harrison, by his standards, had a quiet game last week.
You did.
He's a very good player. He could come out this week and drop 25, 30
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
Just on the noise at Whittlesea, and McKinnon can take this for what it's worth, but what we did last week out there is I said to my team before the game, don't rely on a lot of instruction during the game from the bench.
Yeah.
Do it for yourselves out on the court. You've got to talk amongst yourselves as much as you possibly can. You can't hear a thing.
And the one game where there was a big upset, this season in Div 1 men's finals was Mildura, and they had 1,000 people screaming there, and it was like the extra man for them against Latrobe City. I kind of with you. I think McKinnon.
I just think the Cougars just. If the Cougars play to their best, I think the Cougars just. But Whittlesea are very good at home. Very good at home. I think that's a cracking matchup. The other matchup in D1 men, Hawthorn at home to Mildura, Saturday night 7 p.m. at Boroondara.
This is another cracker, and I know most people are going to say going into this, Hawthorn are favourites, blah blah blah, and they probably should be because they've had an outstanding season. The one time these two teams met during the season was at Boroondara, and Mildura won by 13 points, 80-67. So
I reckon Natali and Allen go to work in this one again, and I reckon I'll go Hawthorn because, look, I've seen a couple of team guards go off on Mildura and have big nights, and obviously they're two players that just absolutely dominated last week.
Gavin Mitchell had a quiet night against Mildura.
Zane Allen's
had a quiet night.
So look, I think that Natali and Allen will get off the leash again, and they'll put up heaps on them, and that'll be enough.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think Hawthorn are going to struggle to contain Calvin Henry big time.
So who are you going for?
I'm going for Hawthorn. Surely, they know.
Mate, don't underestimate what Jimmy Madigan did on the way home last week. The fact that he joined the boys on the plum run, like he's.
Who do you think's going to win this?
Well, I think you're right. I think that if Natoli and Jay Allen hold the form that they had last week, Mildura have not held dynamic guards well this season. Have not held them well. So I think that Hawthorn's a big chance if that happens.
If that doesn't?
Well, Daniel McLennan, his numbers have dropped off a little bit the last 4 or 5. He's still a very good player.
He's a very good player.
But the guards have been doing the job.
No one is.
I reckon this week, I like Hawthorn. I rate Hawthorn a lot. I reckon they are one of the best gelled teams doing the job together for each other.
Across
the
entire league,
They are right up on the top. I reckon you're going to find out what Calvin Henry is truly capable of in a big game this week.
This is the test.
And I reckon the big fella's going to take Mildura to a grand final. I reckon you're going to find out why.
It was such a big deal when they signed him.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think you might be right.
That's who I'm going for.
But again,
No disrespect. I could be. In fact, I probably will be totally wrong as well. So.
Both of those preliminary finals. How lucky are we to have those two preliminary
Good
finals?
teams.
I think the best 4 teams.
I think the best 4 teams are through.
Absolutely.
Well, it is actually 1 and 2 and 1 and 2
There you
for
go.
each conference.
There you go. Anyway, what we do know is we're going to be back next week and we're going to be talking grand finals in Division 1 men and women, and whatever the matchups are, we know that we're going to be heading into a cracking grand final series, and we look forward to telling you more about it next week. Have a good week. We'll see you next time on Big V TV.